Wisdom and knowledge are very, very important. Couldn't there? But building wisdom on an outdated knowledge is scary. And it gives what we call the older brother syndrome. Something happened to me this morning. So I woke up very, very late, around 8 o'clock, because I slept around 2 a.m. So when I woke up, my mom was like, all right, Epsiba, go get our petrol. We want to do some couple of things in the house. Then I got to the place where I wanted to buy petrol. Then I and our daughter, our daughter maybe like age 8 to 9 years old. Then they were discussing about the exhausts of a bike and how hot it is and how it has injured a lot of people's leg. Then the mom was telling her like a couple of stories of how the bike exhaust, like when you climb on a bike, the exhaust has burnt people's leg and how painful it is. So the doctor now said something like, the thing can also burn someone's hand. The mom was like, killing so basically meaning that what is she saying? We are talking about A, but we are talking about Z. Then I heard it, I smelled myself, and when I stood up, then wisdom spoke. It went like this, like the thoughts in my mind went like this, like when the doctor said the stuff can burn someone's hand, like the exhaust can burn someone's hand, in my mind I was like, can it? Then I now remember that exhaust burning someone's leg, it is a wisdom that has been on a knowledge that has happened over time. Because of the exhaust is closer to the leg, so it's easier for the exhaust to burn the leg. And nobody has, some people call it foolish, nobody will be foolish enough to use their hand to touch an exhaust. Then until when the daughter explained how it happened, the daughter brought a new form of knowledge in. He said she had one of her friend. I think the dad came to pick the person on a bike. Then, because when I see a small child, the dad just took the hand and put it on the exhaust. The thing burnt the hand. He had to remove. I think it's an E. He had to remove his hand very quickly. Then I now found out that wisdom built on an old knowledge. Then we now think that every other knowledge, aside from the wisdom that's been built on that old knowledge, is useless, because even me myself thought the daughter was saying something a little bit foolish, because I have never dared enough to use my hand to touch an exhaust before. I already know that it's going to be hot, so I have never tried it before. My leg has been burnt with an exhaust a couple of times when I climb on bikes, but I have never like thought of it that way. That it's true, this thing can also burn the hand. And now this is the problem with African parents, because it seems it also happened to me. Like, they say an adage goes like this. They say if an adult is sitting down, it can see what a child that's climbed on a tree cannot see. So where the child is climbing is seeing, right? The child is seeing something new possibilities, but the parent sitting down is talking from an old knowledge. So now, if something is coming, like something scary is coming, the person that will first see it will be the child. The person who might not even know something is coming will be the parent, or be the person or the elder that is sitting down. So if the child panics from up and said something big is coming, The parents don't understand like the context of what is going on, which is why if you want to last as an elder or as a parent, you have to be constantly updating your knowledge. So there is no harm in you climbing the tree also to see what is going on. There is no harm. Because of you think you are an elder doesn't basically mean you should sit down and not know what is going on. Because when you sit down, your old knowledge, your old wisdom will expire. And the new generation seeing something real different will be like, everything you are telling me is not what I am seeing here. The scene, what is in front here, has changed. This is the main reason why Gen Zs are fighting against the previous generation. Because the previous generation are sitting down, giving them wisdom that they are looking at in front while being on the tree and seeing that this wisdom won't work for what I'm seeing in front. And now, when they decide to disobey, because that's the term they use, rude, they disobey, then they look like a bad person. But they just see that this thing can't work. I was talking to someone a couple of months ago. So we're discussing about like confidence and creativity and how African homes have destroyed confidence and creativity. Then I mentioned something that I noticed from studying times that by the time someone graduates at age 25, like generally in African home or all around the world, is the same scheme of work for everyone. That by the time they are ready to stand on their own, they are graduated by age 25 or age 26. They start relearning life from the beginning again. They find out that every single thing they have been taught is completely useless. Like completely useless. And only some of the things that only stand the test of times, wisdom that stands are only moral rules. Moral rules. And not all moral rules stand the test of time. They will tell you, don't speak up. You will look rude. But when you don't speak up, you lose creativity, you lose confidence. Automatically, you start getting pushed around the life. So, this is the main message that I came to bring today. There is no harm in having an old wisdom. Ancient wisdom are fantastic. But you should actually understand that ancient wisdom is built on ancient knowledge. Ancient wisdom can be applied to new day knowledge because we have seen a lot of ancient wisdom still working till today in what would they call it, in modern context. But most times it has to be tweaked. Wisdom is relevant over time, but wisdom that is built on old knowledge that is not being like checkmated with new knowledge is dangerous. It's a dangerous form of knowledge to run your life upon. You're going to get outdated and you become less relevant. Is there any old wisdom or old knowledge that you have seen can basically work in this present world? I would love to hear it in the comment section. Have a wonderful day.